Hello, 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 Math 7. This is your Chapter 13 test, your final video of the year. Woo! Woo! All right, let's jump right in. Okay, so a lot of these, it does look like a long test, but again, most of these are big graphs. Graphs just take up more space, that's what they do. So these first four, again, I kind of mentioned this yesterday in our video, but I want to make sure that you guys understand that if you plot a point just kind of here randomly, that doesn't really do anything for me. You need to label it. So if this is point E, for example, well, there you go. Or if it's point A, you're going to plot it where it belongs, right? We're going to follow on the x-axis, that goes to -4, and the y-axis, -1, boom, boom, boom. Then you're going to label it point A, okay? So make sure you do that for me so that you can get your credit. Moving right along, again, follow the instructions. We're going to graph the ordered pairs and connect them in order. That means this is the first one we do, second, third, and then fourth. So after you graph them, wherever they end up, so connect the last to the first. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, connect the dots, and then 4 back to 1. Then we're going to identify the figure. Be specific as possible. Now it's just going to be whether it's a square, trapezoid, a parallelogram. Do the best you can. Tell me your shapes. That's going to be for numbers 5 and number 6. Now number 6, it's got 3 points, so it's probably going to be a triangle. What kind of triangle? Is it acute? Is it isosceles? Is it right? I don't know. You tell me. Okay. Now, for numbers 7 through 9, give the quadrant or the axis, right? It might be on an axis, whether it's the x or y axis, and then where the points are. Now, don't forget, each of our quadrants, I think this is from 13.8, so like quadrant 1, both of my points, x and y, are positive. Quadrant 2, it's a little different, right? So you could just, if you know this information, you could tell me quadrant 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, I don't know. Or x-axis, y-axis, x-axis, I don't know, you tell me. Okay, moving on. Use the circle graph for numbers 10 through 12. And so number 3, or -3, maps to what? What maps to 9? Is the map a function? Yes or no? Basically, do any of our x values have multiple y values? Yes or no? So is it a function? Now, these ones, obviously, you don't need to show a lot of work because we're reading our graphs. So just do what you can and make sure that it's nice and clear. Again, number 13 has its own circle map, x and y. And tell me, is this a function? Yes or no? Now what we're going to do for numbers 14 and 15 is we're going to make a circle map with this information. So again, I've got my x values and my y values. I'm really frustrated that these two circles aren't the same. Maybe I should have traced a quarter or something like that. Now my x values, again in order, and then my y values, why don't I box these? Put them in order, least to greatest, and then draw your line to whatever they, to their corresponding point, and then tell me, is it a function? Okay, moving right along. Determine if the following graphs are functions or not. Remember, for each one x value, there's only one y value. So if there's one x value that has multiple y values, it is not a function. Tell me if these are. Number 19, which ordered pair satisfies the function rule f of x equals x minus 5? So what you're going to do is you're going to plug in this value for x. So f of 4 equals 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5. Does it equal 9? Tell me. There's probably more than one answer. So let me know, and we will, or there might only be one answer. There might be 0 answers, I don't know. Just tell me, let me know. Find the ordered pairs. Okay, so for these guys, we are going to make a t-chart. So what you're going to do, so for number 20, we're going to do f of x is x minus 4. So remember, we've got our x minus 4. This is going to equal our y, which sometimes we say y is f of x. And these are our x values, -3, 2, and 5. Right? So then we're going to plug it in. -3 minus 4 is what? Or 2 minus 4 is what? Or 5 minus 4 is what? And then you're going to do, because it's asking for ordered pairs, so then you're going to do -3 comma that, 2 comma that, and these numbers are the ones we're finding here, and then 5 comma that. Okay. You're going to do a similar process, although a different function for number 21. So it's still going to be x. We have the same x values. 3x plus 2, and then f of x. But in this case, we're going to multiply -3 times, oh, whoopsies, it should be +3 times -3, and then add 2, okay, so on and so forth. I know I'm going fast, but this is a test, so I don't want to show you guys all the work. Now, for these two, we're given our x values here. So we need to solve f of x when x equals 3. So f of 3 is going to equal 2 times 3. Notice how I plugged it in, the 3 into there, plus 5. You're going to do the same for number 23, except you're going to plug in negative dose. Okay, moving right along, graphing the following functions. Now, it does not give us x values. So I'm still going to make a t-chart. That's different than a t-pose, right? I hope I just made you guys cringe that I know what a t-pose is. Okay, but I'm going to have this as, now what x values am I going to use? Well, I'm going to use the 3 simplest that I know, -1, 0, and +1. Once I find my values, after plugging my x and getting my y, I'm going to go to -1. What does it equal? I'm going to plot that point. 0, what does it equal? Boom, I'm going to plot that point. 1, what does it equal? Boom, I'm going to plot that point. And after you plot the point, draw your line. Please and thank you. You're going to do the same here. So, yes, I want to see a t-chart. I want to see a line, and I want to see arrows at the end of that line. Make sure that you have nicely plotted points. You can draw it carefully. So I want to see the chart. I want to see the points. And I want to see lines with arrows. Okay. Moving right along, determining the slopes of the graph. Remember, it's change in y over change in x, right? It's the rise over run. So you'll have m equals, and however far we're going up or down, remember we decided that this first one is negative. We're going down how far, and then over how far? Tell me. Again, this one is going to be m equals, another way that I've shown it is delta y over delta x. That's the fancy symbol for change. We're going up how many and over how many? Tell me. Okay, moving along, page 5. Now the slope formula. Okay, so if I have, it's the same thing, rise over run, change in y, change in x, but I'm going to do my y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Remember yesterday I said it doesn't matter which one you designate as point 1 or 2 as long as they are organized and together. That's all that's going to matter. M again stands for slope. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. Moving on to translations. So we're going to take each point and take it, in this case, 5 right and 1 up. Or in this case, 4 right and 3 down. But we're going to take the points here and make sure you connect the dots after you move it, wherever it ends up being. Again, for 32 and 33, right, these are the last two, we're going to write the rule. So it's going to be x plus or minus whatever it is, comma, y plus or minus whatever it is. That'll be for 32 and 33, and that is it. Hope this helps. Guys, I love you a bunch. Congratulations for finishing up Math 7. Love you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, this is due Friday at 4 p.m. no later. Thank you so much. Bye.